Delegates from the United States will attend the forum, including Undersecretary of State Robert Hormatz. CCTV's Philip Yin spoke with Mr. Hormatz about his expectations for the forum.
President Xi, when he spoke several months ago, said that the world needs to know more about China and China needs to know more about the world. I think this is a great forum for doing that. The second, there are three areas that I'll be discussing on various panels. One is reform of the global system and the G20. Second is how we can work together with respect to energy, particularly shale gas. We're having a big shale gas revolution. We'd like to support efforts by China to develop its shale gas industry to reduce its dependence on coal.
I mean, this has been a very big topic, this energy discussion, whether it's shale gas, it's exploration, energy cooperation. And so often, you know, the Chinese side talks about acquiring more assets, you know, resources, so they can have sustainable growth. The U.S. talks about energy independence. How do those two goals mesh together to create energy cooperation?
Well, I think they can actually mesh together quite well. That's one of the areas that I think will be susceptible to a lot of progress. We have every interest in China being able to reduce its dependence on imported energy and feel more secure about the global energy market, and at the same time to reduce its dependence on CO2 emission hydrocarbons like coal, which emits a lot of CO2, whereas natural gas emits much less CO2. So we think that would be a very useful thing. We have a lot of American companies that have extremely good technology in the area of shale and extremely good technology in the area of clean energy in general. So there's an opportunity there. And from an American point of view, we probably are not going to be energy independent for a very, very long time, but we can be less dependent than we are. And we don't see this as an opportunity to turn inward. We think that our capabilities in the energy area can actually be used to strengthen our ties with countries like China. And that brings me to the third area that I'll be talking about in BOAO, and that is I'm going to be on a panel that discusses ways in which the United States in the second Obama administration can strengthen its ties with Asia through increased energy cooperation, increased environmental cooperation, trade cooperation, cooperation to strengthen the rules of the global system, the global trading and investment system, on which both China and the United States depend heavily.
There's been a lot of discussion on the TPP, other trade pacts, whether it's regional within Asia or inter-Pacific between the United States and Asia. All these things help achieve some of the goals that you've mentioned. Are these topics going to be on the table, and what do you hope to achieve from those discussions?
I'm sure they'll be on the table. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion about TPP. We also are now embarking on these negotiations with Europe, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. So we're trying to expand our trade relations in Asia and in Europe. This is not, let me emphasize, this is not aimed at China or anything like that. It's not part of a containment policy. We understand that these countries in Asia and in Europe have very strong trading relations with China. We welcome countries that want to pursue as many trade options as they believe to be in their interest. And we want an open trading system. We know countries in Asia are going to want to trade with China. China is the biggest economy in the region, and that trade is going to be stronger over the next several decades, almost certainly. We also want them to have the opportunity to trade more with the United States. And in particular, we want to make sure that there are agreed high-quality rules and standards and regulations. I'm very, very enthusiastic about the opportunities before our two countries in the next several years. I've had the privilege of getting to meet President Xi Jinping on several occasions. I have a great deal of admiration for him. President Obama's beginning a second term. So this gives us an opportunity to look at our relationship and identify with great enthusiasm areas where we can work together, and also develop an ongoing process with more dialogue to discuss challenges. But we've moved in a very positive direction, in part because China's had bold leaders who want to undertake major reforms, despite once in a while tough rhetoric. I think in this country there's an understanding of the need for both sides to work together. And this is a good moment for advancing this relationship. Bold changes in China to address Chinese challenges, and bold efforts by both American and Chinese leaders to address common challenges and opportunities.